The Lantern of Everwood, Chapter 1, The Call of the Forest. Mira was no stranger to stories of magic, though she had never thought herself part of one. She grew up in a small village at the edge of the Silver Pine Hills, raised by her grandmother, a kind woman who spoke of hidden realms and ancient guardians. Mira's days were spent reading, tending a small garden, and listening to tales of faraway forests where light could heal and shadows could corrupt. Mira had never imagined that magic would touch her life, but perhaps it had been waiting all along. Something changed. Strange dreams had begun, a golden lantern floating in the trees, a voice whispering her name, a shadow pressing at the edge of her vision. Every night she woke with the feeling that she had to go somewhere, to do something, though she did not know what. The dream began in the spring, after her 30th birthday. It had been 2 years since her grandmother passed away, yet her last words still echoed in her mind. "Remember, you are meant to be the guardian when the time comes. Remember my words, my girl." On the morning of her departure, Mira packed a small satchel with food, her grandmother's old cloak, and a small silver lantern, a gift for protection, or so her grandmother said. She kissed her village goodbye, promising she would return, if she could. Now, days of travel brought her to the edge of a forest unlike any she had known. The trees were taller, their leaves shimmering with an inner glow. The air smelled faintly of pine, moss, and something indefinably sweet. Mira's heart thumped as she stepped beneath the canopy, feeling both fear and a strange, welcoming warmth. The wind was gentle that evening, carrying with it the soft fragrance of pine and earth. As she walked, fireflies drifted lazily in the air, their tiny lanterns flickering like sparks of thought. Mira walked slowly along a narrow path that curled between tall, whispering trees. She had been traveling for many days, though she no longer remembered exactly why she had set out in the first place. All she knew was that something inside her heart had been calling her onward, guiding her feet deeper and deeper into the forest. The sun hung low, but twilight here was different. Instead of fading into darkness, the light seemed to linger, glowing softly between the branches. Fireflies drifted lazily in the air, their tiny lanterns flickering like sparks of thought. Mira paused. She noticed something unusual. Ahead of her floated a lantern. Not a firefly, but a true lantern, warm and golden, slow head plunged to ease. Its frame was woven of delicate silver twigs, and its light was a warm golden glow. It hovered at eye level, swaying slightly as though it breathed. She reached out, hesitating, and the lantern drifted back, almost playfully, as if inviting her to follow. Mira smiled softly. "All right. If you want me to come along, I will." And so she followed. The lantern glided forward at a patient pace, bobbing between trees that leaned close as if listening. Their leaves rustled in a low murmur, like the forest was whispering secrets to itself. Mira felt no fear here. Instead, she felt comfort, as though the forest had been waiting for her. The path bent and curved, and the lantern never left her side. Now and then she noticed others, more lanterns in the distance, floating gently between trunks, casting pools of golden light onto moss and stones. They were not hung by any rope or chain. They simply drifted, glowing softly, as though the forest itself had placed them there. At last, the path led her to a great oak tree, its branches spread wide and full of shimmering leaves. The air was alive with a soft hum, a music too delicate for words. Mira placed her hand on the oak's bark. It was warm beneath her palm. She closed her eyes, listening. And in the stillness, she heard it, a gentle voice, like wind in tall grass. "Welcome, traveller. You have entered Everwood." Mira opened her eyes, startled, but smiling. "Everwood," she whispered aloud. The name felt right, as though she had always known it. The floating lantern drifted closer, circling her once, and then resting gently at her shoulder. Its glow touched her face, soft and kind. "You brought me here," she said quietly. "Why?" The lantern flickered once, then twice, and slowly another whisper drifted through the clearing. "Because the forest remembers those who seek light." Mira felt a warmth spread through her chest. She didn't understand fully, but she didn't need to. Here, she felt safe. Here, she felt welcome. The lantern glided away again, toward a narrow bridge of stones across a silver stream. Mira followed, her steps light, her heart steady. She knew the journey was only beginning, and somewhere deep within Everwood, other lanterns were waiting. Mira noticed movement in the shadows, a flicker of eyes watching her from between the trees. She stopped, breath catching. The lantern waited patiently, glowing brighter as if urging her onward.